Hello, my fellow book lovers. I've got another book recommendation for you from the hands of Joshua Hershey, and it's titled Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey. It's a fantasy novel that I recently finished reading, and it's quite very wholesome while I read it. If you've been following my channel for quite a lot of time, you would know I'm a huge fan of fantasy novels. I have quite a lot of them that I've read, amazing authors here. And I just recently finished reading Joshua Hershey's Linden Falls, and this is the Brill Book Excellent Award. It's won the Brill Book Excellent Award. That's a category winner, and that's quite amazing, really. So my review of Linden Falls is actually going to be very short because I wouldn't love to give much away, and I won't be going too detailed. I would just love to give you a brief idea of what you'd look out for if you love to read the book. So before then, I'd love to read the back page, the synopsis. Mabel is a rumored witch whose kingdom belonged to Lavian, the serpent. Our people are enslaved in darkness, but everything changes when Mabel discovers a book that transports her to a world of angels and demons. There, she wields swords of fire and faces Tana, a spirit-infested dragon. Mabel set off to save her people, unaware that she will find Eva along the way, that mystic lady thrown away in time, and in doing so find herself. Mabel even learned how to break the darkness, but Lavian has different plans. Mabel wants to set her people free, make peace with her past, and start a new life. She wants to be a fighter and protector of the ones she loves. When life becomes a curse, can Mabel end the darkness before destroying herself? And actually, that's what you stand to gain reading through Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey. That's what you stand to experience. Actually, it's an amazing story, and like I said, I won't be giving much away. But the story is centered on the protagonist, which is Mabel, who happens to be a rumored witch, like I just read. So there's a lot of rumor going on in Mabel's school, and it got many people thinking of her as a witch because there's some features, there's some characteristics that she possessed, that other people, of course, did not possess. And again, I need to talk about a particular book that Mabel, I think, acquired from one of her family members. So this book has stayed with her for long. Actually, when she came to discover the book, and she was quite surprised to see the magic, the sort of power that the book lies. And again, I need to mention this that Mabel, along the line in the storyline, had no idea that she's a powerful being. It was along the line that she began to realize the sort of power, the sort of potential that she has. Okay, so something happens. Mabel is the prominent character here. It's the protagonist. But then the book is written in the third person point of view, but then there are lots of characters in there. And we have characters like Tanai, we have Levian, which of course is like the bad guy here. Then we have other people, Eva. We have other people too, our Mabel's friends. So the book came in alongside with these characters, and it was evolving in an amazing way. So Mabel is a rumored witch whose kingdom belongs to Lavian, serpent. And then there's some evil that is going to befall on the people of Mabel. That makes Mabel is trying her very best to save her kingdom from these outsiders. So along the line, she encountered very sort of wicked people. I remember reading a particular section where I was reading a side of this book. Our friends were like, Mabel, stop. What are you doing? So it's times of her reading the book. I think it gave some sort of power, or some sort of magic that got some of our friends and other people really scared. And I think this sent a trigger to other guys in the other world. That's when they started seeking for Mabel. They would begin to pursue her. Number one, they decide to get the book from her. And number two, I think they want to know more about the sort of trait, it's about the sort of magic that she possesses as a person. So, Mabel on the way, where she's trying to save her kingdom, she works to sword, fight, and yeah, I need to say that I particularly love the fight scene in here. That's one thing you'd see of fantasy novels. If you're a fan of fantasy, you must have seen that there are sometimes we talk about magic, another time we talk about fight scenes and all of that. And again, I would love to mention that I particularly love the fact that the book sounds a bit biblical, not really literally biblical, but it's an issue with the author's writing style. It's an issue with the world building. It's an issue with some quote, I think, more like a footnote here, where we have some section talking about some biblical theme. And again, the writing style, to me, a bit reads stylishly resembling that of Shakespeare. There's a bit of resemblance to Shakespeare's sort of writing style, I'd say. But then the book sounds a bit biblical. So if you're the type that love a fantasy novel with a blend of biblical themes, you might want to pick up Joshua Elsie's Linden Falls. And I think this is Mabel in the front page of the book. I'm not sure, but I just suppose it's Mabel. So everything began to change when Mabel discovered a particular book that transports her to another world. These are the worlds of angels and demons. And getting here, there's some fight scenes here, and some people were trapped. Those people who went alongside with Mabel, I think, are friends or maybe other characters in the book. Some people were trapped in the realm of demons and angels. So I think here we have characters like Jay and Issy. So maybe I keep calling, come here, but then they were being trapped by the demons. So I think some sort of people came to the rescue of Mabel, and that's the angel. So the angel intervened and were able to restrict the power or the potency, yeah, the strength of the demons. And I think this was a bit relieving on Mabel, and she was able to carry on along adventure. It's a terrible adventure, really. It's an adventure that I consider to be full of challenges, a lot of problem on the way, a lot of fight on the way, a lot of obstacles to overcome for Mabel's section, a lot of devils, a lot of demons to overcome, a lot of angels helping alongside. And it's a lot. It's a huge roller coaster. And again, there are quite a lot of characters in the book. I love to mention that the book was told from the point of view of some characters. We have quite a lot of characters. We have EC, we have Tanai, we have Jiggy, we have EC, we have Lavian, we have Irele, we have Capella, we have Jesu, and quite a lot of other people alongside. Quite a lot of other people alongside. So, like I said, I wouldn't love to give much away in my attempt to keep this review spoiler free. But then I want you to find out to know what becomes of Mabel and Joshua Issues Linden Fall. I want you to find out if she was able to save herself, much less saving her kingdom. I'd love you to find out if she was able to escape the trap between the realm of the angels and the demons, if she was able to carry on alongside our people, our lovely people, our friends, and save them from the destruction coming forth. Also, I'd love you to find out if the book that these other people, these other guys try so much are trying their best to retrieve from Marvel, if they're able to achieve it or not. And also many more things that I love to invite you to check out in Mabel. I love the intervention of the book. I love the innovation of that book's idea. Very good idea, really. I need to praise the author for that. And I love the intervention of the demons and magic in the book, which I think also add to the literary qualities that the book possesses. And I love some features that define the protagonist, Mabel herself, which to me really made for an interesting discussion and read. So this is my short recommendation of Bleeding For. I don't want to talk much about it. Just want to give you a short video book recommendation just for you to have an idea of what Joshua Hershey is trying to convey in Linden Falls. So if you would like to get a copy of the book, I left a link in the description part of this review where you can get a copy directly on Amazon. And actually, while I was reading the book, I love some of the author's take on spirituality. While I read through this book, I actually jot some questions, which of course I'm looking forward, hopefully, if I'm able to have Joshua Ishii in conversation on the show. I love to invite him to have this conversation, talk about it. I want to say that I particularly admire the authors. I think, one of the things about writing books is that some novels seek to convey some themes that might be reviewed through the characters' conversation. It might be intentional for the author, and sometimes it might be unintentional. But I think that that's one of the feature that literature possesses itself is the fact that they seek to communicate or to convey some cogent themes about some certain titles in form of enter the story, in form of storytelling. One of the conversation that exists between Mabel and Horele, I love the fact that the author was able to mention some sort of differences between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. Here I mentioned some realm. We have this unseen realm and the realm that we can see, like here physically. And I wanted to say that I particularly love the author's description of this spiritual themes. What I'm trying to say is that I'm looking forward. I jot down some themes I particularly found very, deliberating, that's gonna arouse some conversation and discussion, which I'm looking forward to having in conversation with the author. So, like I said earlier on, if you would love to get a copy of Linden Falls by Joshua Hershey, I left a link in the description part of this video book review where you can get a book directly on Amazon. And if you watch this video to this point and you're yet to click on the subscribe button, I want to urge you to please click on the subscribe button over there. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you can get notified anytime I release a new video. Thank you very much for watching my short video book recommendation of Joshua Hershey's Linden Falls. See you in my next video. Goodbye.